This story is so fascinating to me, and the opinions sort of run the gamut from basically no big deal at all to very big deal. This is an emergency. What the heck are they doing down there? Chris Canty, which side are you on?
Well, I'm on the side of what the heck are they doing down there in Jacksonville. And you can't look at this Tim Tebow signing in a bubble, right? Context matters. Fact is, Urban Meyer is a college coach that hasn't proven himself as the head guy in the NFL. And we've seen plenty of college coaches that are successful at that level fail in the NFL. Nick Saban failed in the NFL. Chip Kelly failed in the NFL. So did Steve Spurrier back in the day. So this Tim Tebow signing is just another one of those curious moves this offseason with Urban Meyer. Earlier, he tried to go out and hire Chris Doyle, the former Iowa strength coach, and I'm sure that had a lot of players in that Jags locker room looking at Meyer with the side eye. So again, I think that all of these decisions that Urban is making puts Trevor Lawrence in a tough spot because all of these decisions could potentially undermine the credibility of your head coach, and that's the last thing you want as an organization with the guys in that locker room checked out when you're trying to develop a franchise quarterback.
And Dianna, we can make it even more interesting because you and I were talking earlier today, and you told me this idea that Tebow is going to be a tight end. A lot of people you're talking to around the league don't buy it. What do they expect him to be?
So they think that Urban Meyer purposely brought Tim Tebow in, one, to set the culture, the competitiveness. We know that he's a new NFL head coach here, trying to set the tone for the culture. But the bigger story, I think, that is the most interesting part of this, is that there are those in the league who think that Urban Meyer is bringing Tebow in to play quarterback as that Taysom Hill role, using him in that wildcat as we've seen Urban Meyer use in the past. Take a look at all his different offenses. It actually makes a lot of sense. So yes, he may be on the roster as a tight end, but there may be more to this Tebow experiment than him just playing that position.
Yes, all of us who play daily fantasy know that sometimes Taysom Hill is listed as a tight end even when he starts at quarterback. So does it make sense that at least Urban would be thinking that way? Yes, but Damien Woody, does it make sense? Do you like the idea of Tebow playing the Taysom Hill role in Jacksonville?
Hell no. Greeny, we're talking about a guy who hasn't played ball in like 8 years. And even when he did play ball, he couldn't throw a lick. We talking about Taysom Hill? Come on, man. A 34-year-old who's been out of the league this long, and you're talking about bringing in a gadget guy. What sense does that make if you're Urban Meyer? And oh, by the way, going back to what Dianna was talking about, setting the culture. How in the hell is a backup guy's going to set the culture? That doesn't happen. Ask Chris Canty. Ask any of the former players that's been in this league, and you ask them, has any reserve ever set the culture when it comes to a locker room? It doesn't happen. Like, this whole thing is just a bunch of nonsense.
Chris?
Yeah, I've never heard of that, Greeny. D. Wood is absolutely right. Guys in the locker room only listen to players that are ballers and guys that get paid because that's what everybody wants to do in the NFL. And with the backup in Tim Tebow, a guy that hadn't been on an NFL roster in 6 years and hadn't played in a meaningful game in 8, I have a hard time believing that he's going to be an effective mouthpiece for Urban Meyer in that locker room if he can't contribute to that team's success on the field.
All right, everybody's talking about it one way or the other. That could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. And if he doesn't wind up on the roster, it could be completely irrelevant. But this doesn't seem to be going away particularly soon. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.